We're not the most racist party. We are the most transparent and open party that says these are the realities of our country and they can only be addressed through this way. The Khoi and the San are not actually some subject. They are at the core and the center of our struggle to reclaim the land, because those are the rightful owners of the land who were found here, who engaged in the wars of dispossession, because this is their land and they will benefit from this land ownership that the EFF speaks about. No EFF has ever attacked any white person. Our position is very clear that those who are oppressed economically must be liberated to be equal to white people. I never said in my articulation, let's drive white people to the sea. I've always said, let there be equality. And white people who are racist and suffer from white supremacy are the ones who are refusing the equality because they don't see themselves sharing a dinner table with monkeys. That's how they view us.
Good morning, Lester. Lester, can you ask Julius what he's going to do? Him speaking about land so boldly, about the land of the Khoi and the San people. Surely they have a right to, land as well, and full rights as such. Thanks a lot, Lester. Have a good morning.
I'll add a written question to that. Julius is seen as the most racist politician in South Africa. Your narrative and focus is only to black people. How can colored people trust you?
Well, colored people are black people. When I say we're fighting for black people, at the center of that is also the colored community, which was highly oppressed and isolated from the land ownership and to participate in the economy of our country. Our leadership has got more colors in the leadership than any other political party in South Africa, because other parties don't even have leaders. So the leadership is the membership at the same time. So you can't say this is the leadership because they are leading their own jackets. So we're not the most racist party. We are the most transparent and open party that says these are the realities of our country and they can only be addressed through this way. The Khoi and the San are not actually some subject. They are at the core and the center of our struggle to reclaim the land, because those are the rightful owners of the land who were found here, who engaged in the wars of dispossession, because this is their land and they will benefit from this land ownership that the EFF speaks about.
The race for the Western Cape is on. I don't think that there are various polls, and if I look at the data from local government election, that the Democratic Alliance likely to still regain a majority of votes in this province, but it's highly contested. Alan Winde contests as the incumbent. Gayton McKenzie, the leader of the National Patriotic Alliance, Patricia de Lille, there's thoughts that Naledi Pandor could be the ANC's candidate. What's your thoughts of national leadership contesting the Western Cape and what it tells you about the battle for this province?
Well, the national leadership can contest anyway. We believe that you must put the best forward. Remember, the ANC once took Togo Didiza to be a mayoral candidate in Tshwane, and that did not help them. They still lost with their national leader. So it doesn't mean anything. We don't have a premier candidate because if you read the manifesto, we want to do away with provinces. We don't understand why there are provinces and premiers and MECs and members of the legislature, because legislature is supposed to make law. So which law is going to be made in Western Cape which does not apply in Limpopo? There has to be one law which cut across, because we are a unitary state under one constitution. So these structures were created to create jobs for ANC people. They were not created to genuinely make any intervention. You know, your councillor is more important than the premier. Your councillor, if there is a sewer blockage, you can call him, he can come there and call the council to come and unblock the sewer. The premier can't do that.
A mayor of a metro has more power and influence than a premier.
And implementing powers.
Lester, Mr. Malema, the Constitution includes white people as well. However, you are constantly spewing hateful and hurtful words towards the white race. Why are you doing this? Democracy includes also white people in South Africa.
White people understand my message very well because I say it in English. They are just trying to be sensitive unnecessarily. No EFF has ever attacked any white person. Our position is very clear that those who are oppressed economically must be liberated to be equal to white people. I never said in my articulation, let's drive white people to the sea. I've always said, let there be equality. And white people who are racist and suffer from white supremacy are the ones who are refusing the equality because they don't see themselves sharing a dinner table with monkeys. That's how they view us. And the EFF is trying to bring these people on our table, and we're not going to allow that. So only white supremacists will not accept the equality of our people. That's why Christo Viso says, let black people own the land, because it is in the interest of all of us for black people to own the land. He understands the message, he hears the message. Nothing anti-white about the EFF.
We're running out of time, but let's have another voice note. George, please.
Good morning, Lester. So my question to Mr. Malema, Julius, I hope you don't mind me calling you Julius. So it's no secret that you're a man of means. Financially, I don't think you have to ever worry about going to bed hungry. So I'm just curious, what have you personally, out of your wealth, your own personal wealth, what have you done for your electorates, for the needy, for the hungry in South Africa? Please tell us.
Well, I take a lot of kids to school. Myself, personally, I build some of the poor people houses, and I always ensure that we try by all means to intervene in poverty-stricken families. I always preach that message, even with the leadership of the EFF. I've recently launched a soup kitchen in my own township. I'm no longer staying there. My grandmother's house is there. And because of my association with that community, I thought I need to make a contribution in practically changing the lives of our people. So I live for people and I help people on daily basis. And some of them, I don't even remember them. I've heard another guy on a podcast saying his friend told him that he is at school and at the university because Julius Malema paid for his fees.
I promised to ask every political leader
Yeah.
at the beginning of this election campaign, to ask every political leader what it's like to be a working class South African, a working family in South Africa. Mr. Malema, what does a loaf of blue ribbon toaster cost at a spaza shop? How much is a loaf of bread, a staple of South Africans?
I wouldn't know how much is the price of a loaf of bread because I'm in a position where I don't have to go and buy a loaf of bread, but bread and all of the staple food, VAT must be removed from that, and the government must ensure that those stable food are accessible to our people.
There you have it, guys. Julius Malema is usually full of these revolutionary speeches. Sometimes you wonder where he gets them from. But whatever the case is, we really hope that his wisdom transcends, and really contributes to the development of Africa and in helping solving Africa's really myriad of challenges. But what do you guys think about his speech? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.